playing Origin at the MC, so that would be very different.
Very confident for the Blues going in. I wasn't confident in game one because of all the new players. But I'm very confident going in. I think it's
much
really
stronger team.
A lot of points.
Good
more
team.
points. Dangerous team.
What do you like about it, Freddie?
It's got more experience. It's got less rookies. I think you've got strike. I like Connor Watson, the fact you're covering halves and hooker.
Kicking game.
And you're covering positions.
Moses kicking's huge. Kicking game in Origin level is so important.
And looking at the first team, I think just too many rookies.
I like Latrell back in there. I thought Latrell should have been there in game one. He's one of those rare players where you don't have to dress up a shift or get players in motion. You just throw it to him and say, do something.
Just with respect to that bench, they're different numbers, not necessarily different players. But the Connor Watson one's interesting, and you talk about the influence Craig Wing had on New South Wales teams. Now, I'm not saying he's a player of that calibre, but there is a similarity between what Watson can bring and Craig Wing.
Run, Connor, run.
Speed.
But also versatility.
Yep.
Yeah, you can play lock.
Yeah.
Good style, Connor. Look at that moustache.
Wow.
A bit jerky there, the boy.
Good on him. It's a great story.
Yeah, look how quick he's out of dummy half.
Mate, he's had some bad injuries the last couple of years.
Well, last year for a while he was in a wheelchair with that smashed patella. He couldn't walk. Missed the whole year. Dummy half. The most dangerous spot to attack, especially at the highest level at Origin. If you can attack out a dummy half, look out.
The one thing that'll help them was in 2021, Jerome and Latrell and Brian all played together. And although that was just about the best we ever played that game up at Townsville.
50, put 50 on it.
They were incredible. And what Jerome does, Jerome will just throw it to him and make him work. Brian will do all his work coming out of trouble, Latrell's, and Jerome will just bring him into the game. He was just feeding him the ball. Even when he wasn't ready for it, and then he just got it and was great. So I reckon that combo will help.
Everyone's excited about Latrell coming in. Can I play devil's advocate just with one thing? He wouldn't have made 25 tackles in 3 seasons at fullback. He's going to be asked to make 25 tackles in one night on Wednesday.
It won't worry him. Muscle memory.
Well, you know what? There was a moment in that second game where we played at Brisbane where they come at him on the right-hand side. He took an intercept. Mate, if he didn't take the intercept, we're in trouble, but he took the intercept and ran 90 and scored a try.
But it's always a tactic that you try to blunt the influence of your attacking.
So that's his junior club. That's his junior club in Taree. And those kids were down there. Could you imagine that?
River.
Not only the kids get a kick out of it, Latrell would have got a big kick out of it. Look at him. Look, it's just X factor. And he just...
There's no doubt he brings X factor.
And the ball bounces to him. This game, that was the one he just lit it up.
Now, the one thing they won't want to do, Queensland, is give penalties away. You start giving penalties away and you can bring him in on set plays. That'll make it a bit more difficult. So their discipline will be crucial.
Now, Michael Maguire across the years has been very, when it comes to press conferences. He's had a little crack.
Good.
What do you think this is about?
Oh, it's a bit of spice. It's been too nice over the last few years.
Yeah, but there's got to be a strategy behind it.
Of course there is.
What is it?
Well, he's I don't know how it's got out, but on 100% footy Monday night, Danny Widler showed about half a dozen incidents where it was niggle and it was grubby and they put knees in, and Cherry Evans backhanded Angus Crichton. So he's thrown a little grenade.
Well, what's happened on the back of that, some of the newspapers, particularly in Sydney, have picked up on it, and I noticed in the News Corp press there's an article about Billy Slater's terrible judiciary record and all of his niggles throughout his career.
That was the
they're looking to try and blow the whole thing up throughout the week. Did you ever have an attitude towards... You never really said anything, really. You just wanted to keep it all quiet, didn't you?
Well, no, not really.
But was there...
I opened up entirely.
Sorry, what I meant was you weren't one for throwing grenades in Origin camp. Like, what would be the thinking behind a coach trying to light a fire? Like, what would influence you to do that?
They're talking about him. They're not talking about the players. So it's taking pressure off the players. And then it's highlighted some of the stuff that Queensland did in game one, which I didn't see. It's not until they highlighted it that I saw a couple of things.
And the other side of it is, too, he's supporting his players.
Yeah.
The one thing that's come out is all the players have said, we're rapt that he supported Joey, and he's got our back, and so the dialogue is they're going to look after each other's back, and Latrell and Spencer Lino have patched things up and looking after each other's back, so they'll be going down with the same attitude.
Yeah.
They just have to have a bit more detail around their aggression.
Yeah.
Good on you, Nate.
That was a bad tackle. It was a send-off every day of the week. But the whole idea that teams of any level, NRL, Origin, are going out to take blokes out of the game.
No.
Why would New South Wales, and the same thing would happen if the roles were reversed, why would New South Wales go out and take Reece Walsh out of the game with an illegal tackle and have themselves down to 12 men for over 70 minutes?
No one goes out to do an illegal tackle. They go out. They're going out to hurt him.
That's the game, mate.
Yeah, that's what the game is.
Mate, we played
go
a game.
and try to eliminate him, but the fact is he got it wrong.
We played a game
And paid the price. And the game was over.
up in Brisbane. We played a game, might have been game 3 in 05, and my head was on the front page, and it pretty much said, Michael Crocker, your job is to get this bloke. So every time I'd get the ball and get tackled, I'd look and Crocker would just be coming flying in. But it's just part of the game. So what? They want to target you, they want to target you. That's what happens.
I think Kevin Walters actually come out and said something in defence of Reece Walsh or about the incident. I think that's where it stemmed from.
You don't have to be a Queensland-aligned football fan or someone involved in the game to feel for Reece Walsh in that circumstance. He got absolutely belted, the poor kid.
Yeah.
You don't wish that on anyone.
No, you don't wish. It was a horrible look on the biggest stage. And unfortunately for Joseph, it was a send-off. It was a send-off. And I've heard all this talk about other ways of handling a send-off. Don't change it.
Yeah.
Don't hit people in the head.
So Madge was pretty dogmatic about the style he wanted to play in game 1. That was the team he picked was kind of defence-oriented. Do you expect him to take that same attitude in? Or given this is a must-win game, is there the opportunity to play a bit more football?
Well,
You got to score points. The NRL's
the more attacking team.
We're gone
Yeah.
into an attacking era. A good example is the Melbourne Storm. The Melbourne Storm, since the Big Three were there, when the Big Three were there, they were very stingy defensively. And they'd let in 10, 12, maybe 14 points. The last 2 weeks against the Knights, they let in 28 points
He's got his
and they
golf
won.
tops.
And then against the Warriors, they let in 24 points and still won. It's all out attack now. To win this Origin in Melbourne, you've got to score more than 24 points. And I think New South Wales has got that. I think he'll be sensational, Moses. He's played up there. He's played Origin, 3 or 4
Played
times?
3 games.
So he's ready. His kicking game his long kick game is probably the best in the comp. Hopefully he kicks us to victory.
Kurt Capel in Freddy for Queensland.
Well, he's done a job before. He's a safe player. I think the fact he's played centre for Queensland before, played back row, knows the systems, knows the players.
Makes his tackles, doesn't miss tackles. Really professional player. I
Hey,
find it,
what he does do well-
ridiculous that it's constantly talking to me. Why Cobbo's not there? What has happened? Well, he hasn't picked him. He's got his reasons. I have to tell everyone.
The other thing what Kurt Capel does really well is everything off the ball. He was the master at Penrith of getting back on side, chasing kicks. He did the same for Brisbane. He taught those young blokes how to do it, and now went to the Warriors and is doing a similar thing at the Warriors. So
That's very Billy Slater sort of trait, isn't it? He talks a lot about that.
just off the ball, helping out constantly.
He's been part of 3 premiership winning teams, Kurt Capel. Sharks 2016.
Was he there?
Didn't play in the grand final, but was in the team during the year. And 2 at Penrith.
Wow.
And played in the grand final for Brisbane. There's a winner.